Welcome to another episode of the Senior Healthcare Podcast, where age is just a number, but health is the real legacy. Today's topic might ruffle a few feathers, because we're talking about something almost everyone does. Most folks over 60 are doing it in a way that quietly sabotages their energy, focus, and even their heart. What if we told you that your breakfast, the one you've been having for decades, is actually pushing your blood sugar into chaos before your day even begins? That fruit juice, that toast, they might be doing more harm than good. But the good news? There's a way out, and it's easier and tastier than you think. This episode reveals what to eat first in the morning to prevent blood sugar spikes after 60. We'll walk you through 6 practical tips, and you'll want to stick around for the last one because it ties everything together and just might change the way you eat for good. With our dear hosts guiding the conversation and our amazing live audience here in the studio, thank you all for joining us. We're about to dive deep into one of the most overlooked habits in senior health. And hey, if you're watching from home, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the insights that could transform your daily routine. Ready to rethink your morning plate? Let's get this podcast started.
We're going to explore why, especially as you navigate life beyond, say, your 60th birthday, that morning plate sends such crucial signals to your body that it can quite literally shape the entire trajectory of your day.
It really can.
This isn't just about picking healthy foods off some list. It's about understanding a profound, often overlooked conversation your body is having with itself every single morning. We've gone through a vast amount of research and practical guidance on nutrition, particularly focusing on how to achieve steady blood sugar, and we've distilled it down to the most impactful, actionable insights.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, isn't there?
There really is. Our core mission here is to arm you with a clear, practical pathway to unlocking better energy levels, sharper mental clarity, and, an enhanced sense of overall well-being. And the surprising truth, it can start with simply rethinking what you put on your breakfast plate. It sounds small, but it's a seemingly small adjustment that promises truly monumental effects.
And that emphasis on age is absolutely critical. I think it's a truth many people don't fully appreciate until they start, experiencing it themselves. There are significant yet often underestimated physiological shifts that occur as we journey through our 60s and beyond, especially concerning how our metabolism functions and how sensitive our cells are to insulin.
Right.
These changes fundamentally alter how your body processes nutrients, making your morning food choices more important than ever before. It's no longer just about the calories or the basic food groups. It's about understanding how your body now processes everything you consume.
Exactly. It's like the rule book changes slightly.
It really does. So we're going to move beyond the general assumptions you might find in common nutrition advice and delve into a comprehensive, very detailed examination of specific nutritional components and strategies. Our aim is to provide you with truly beneficial, evidence-backed insights that you can apply to your daily life, immediately feeling a tangible difference in how you feel from the moment you wake up.
Okay, so let's unpack this fascinating concept, the morning signal, and why every single first bite you take carries such weight, particularly after you've celebrated, 6 decades of life. There's a quiet truth that often goes unacknowledged. Once you've crossed that 60-year mark, your body's innate ability to recover from the overnight fast, and frankly, its overall metabolic rate, they aren't operating with the same youthful vigor they once did.
That's putting it mildly, yeah.
So that first meal of the day isn't merely about topping off your fuel tank. It's a profound signal, a deeply impactful command that you send to your entire physiological system. It sets the tone not just for your energy, but for your mood, your focus, even your cravings for the rest of the day.
You're absolutely right. It's the quiet truth, because it's not something widely discussed in casual conversation, yet its impact is, it's immense. Think about it. Your body simply doesn't bounce back from overnight fasting with the same resilience it might have in your 20s or 30s. It just doesn't.
No.
When you wake up, your blood sugar is naturally at its lowest point. This is normal. It's the result of hours without food. But what you choose to eat next, that very first food, doesn't just fill you up. It completely dictates the day's trajectory for your blood sugar levels, your sustained energy, and even the sharpness of your brain function for the next several hours. It's huge.
So it's like a fork in the road right at the start of the day.
Exactly. Let's visualize this stark contrast. If your very first choice is something sweet or highly processed, Imagine a piece of white toast slathered with jam, or maybe a large bowl of sugary puffed rice cereal. What happens almost instantly? Your blood sugar spikes rapidly, often soaring far higher than it should. And just as quickly as it rises, it then crashes, sometimes even lower than where you started.
That roller coaster feeling.
Precisely. We call it the blood sugar roller coaster. And for someone over 60, this ride is not just unpleasant, it's profoundly taxing. Your body's systems, especially your pancreas and adrenal glands, they're working harder to keep things stable, and they're simply less resilient than they once were.
Okay.
The immediate consequences are significant.
Mm.
You'll likely feel an overwhelming sense of increased fatigue, maybe experience frustrating mental fog that makes it hard to concentrate, perhaps become irritable at minor annoyances, or even feel dizzy or lightheaded. It's not fun.
No, definitely not.
And the cumulative effect of making these choices daily, repeatedly sending your body on this metabolic roller coaster, well, it adds up to a significant long-term risk. You're essentially training your body to be less efficient at managing sugar, which, over time, dramatically raises your risk of developing insulin resistance. This means your body's cells become less responsive to insulin signals, right? So your pancreas has to produce even more insulin to do the same job of moving sugar from your blood into your cells.
Wow, so it's creating this extra stress internally.
Massive stress. This chronic stress can lead to a persistent fatigue that feels almost impossible to shake, and it makes maintaining a healthy weight much, much more challenging. And these effects are not just amplified with age, they are fundamentally rewired because your body's baseline resilience has shifted. It's a different ballgame.
So if that's the don't, the path to avoid, what's the empowering do for that crucial first meal? Let's paint an alternative picture, one that fosters stability and, sustained energy. Instead of that jarring sugar bomb, imagine starting your day with, say, a slice of hearty whole grain bread, perhaps a sprouted grain toast for an even lower glycemic impact, generously topped with a creamy, healthy serving of ripe avocado.
Sounds good already.
And maybe a perfectly cooked hard-boiled egg on the side. Now, this combination doesn't send your blood sugar on that wild, damaging ride we just described. Quite the opposite. It intelligently supports it. This plate provides your body with a sustained, gentle release of energy precisely because it's packed with three crucial components: fiber from the whole grain and avocado, healthy monounsaturated fats from the avocado, and robust protein from the egg.
The magic trio.
Exactly. And the beautiful result, you don't just feel full for a fleeting moment, you experience deep, sustained satiety that lasts for hours, genuinely carrying you through to lunch without those distracting hunger pangs. Your mind feels clearer, sharper, and your body maintains a beautiful, effortless sense of balance throughout the entire morning. It's not some mysterious magic trick, it's simply a strategic approach to nutrition, tailored for your body's current needs.
And this leads us directly to a widespread misconception that unfortunately trips up so many people. The deeply ingrained idea that light automatically equals right or healthy.
Yes. The low-fat craze hangover, maybe.
Could be part of it. But the truth is, it genuinely doesn't always work that way. Let's take a common example. A small bowl of fruit, eaten entirely on its own. Now, fruit is natural. It's packed with beneficial vitamins and antioxidants, which are wonderful, absolutely. However, from a blood sugar management perspective, it's primarily composed of sugar.
Right. Even natural sugar's still sugar.
Exactly. Yes, it's natural sugar fructose, but it's sugar nonetheless. And here's the crucial point. Without the simultaneous presence of adequate, healthy fats or protein to anchor that sugar, it behaves in your bloodstream very much like any other fast-digesting sugar. It's what we call a fast-in, fast-out scenario. Your blood sugar spikes relatively quickly. Your body has to work hard to manage that spike. And then very soon after, you're left feeling hungry again.
And probably reaching for another snack.
Probably. You might even experience a rebound dip in energy and focus, potentially leading to another sugar-driven snack rather than enjoying sustained, stable energy. It's simply not what your body needs to maintain a steady state and avoid that roller coaster, especially as your metabolic processes have naturally shifted with age.
So this strategic mindset shift is absolutely crucial for your daily well-being then. The next time you find yourself standing in your kitchen in the morning, perhaps a little groggy, instead of automatically reaching for what's quick or what's easy, pause for just a moment and ask yourself a different, more powerful question. What's truly smart for my body, for my age? Because truly, that very first bite is either diligently working for you, actively supporting your sustained energy and unwavering mental clarity, or it's subtly, almost imperceptibly, setting you up for a day where you're constantly chasing a sense of balance and vitality that you could have effortlessly achieved from the very start. It's a simple question, yes, but its implications for your daily life are profound.
And that profound question leads us perfectly into one of the biggest yet most commonly overlooked pitfalls that individuals over 60 often stumble into at breakfast, usually without even realizing the impact. It's so incredibly easy to fall into established routines, isn't it? Just grab the same thing every day.
Oh, absolutely. Creatures of habit.
Totally. You might have enjoyed your favorite brand of sugary cereal since childhood, maybe a couple of slices of toast with a generous spread of butter and jam, and perhaps even a tall glass of orange juice, thinking it's a refreshing, vitamin-packed way to wake things up.
Yeah.
But here's the critical, often hidden catch. That classic, familiar American breakfast, for many, is one of the most significant traps when it comes to effective blood sugar management, especially now. Most people in this age group simply don't realize they are, in essence, starting their day with a formidable sugar bomb, cleverly disguised in a package of comfort and familiarity. It feels comforting, undeniably so, because it's a routine, a habit. But beneath that cozy, nostalgic exterior, it's secretly, consistently working against the very stability and metabolic efficiency your aging body desperately needs.
It's incredibly deceptive, isn't it? Because these are the very foods many of us grew up with, the ones that are omnipresent in grocery stores and widely advertised as the quintessential healthy start to your day.
Exactly. The marketing is powerful.
But let's break down a very specific common example. Imagine you decide to begin your day with just a single banana and a large bowl of cornflakes. Sounds harmless, right? It's fruit, it's cereal, both seem benign on the surface.
Seems okay, yeah.
But when you truly dissect that combination, what you have is predominantly fast-digesting carbohydrates and a significant amount of pure, rapidly absorbed sugar. There's barely any meaningful protein or healthy fat present to slow down that rapid digestion.
Nothing to anchor it.
Nothing. So what happens the moment those enter your system? Your blood sugar doesn't just rise, it shoots up like a rocket almost instantaneously. Your body is suddenly flooded with glucose, triggering a massive insulin response to try and bring it down. And as we've discussed, what goes up must come down, and often it comes down with a jarring vengeance. That dreaded mid-morning slump, the feeling of hitting a wall around 10:30 a.m. for so many people.
Oh, yeah. We all know that feeling.
That's not just a dip in energy. That's the full-blown crash, the physiological aftermath of that sugar spike. And the impact extends far beyond just feeling tired. It profoundly messes with your mood, making you irritable or anxious. It severely impairs your ability to focus and concentrate on tasks. And critically, it disrupts your appetite regulation, often leading to intense, unhealthy cravings and making you far more prone to overeating later in the day, perpetuating a cycle of blood sugar instability.
And here's the crucial physiological shift that makes this entire scenario so ironic and impactful for older adults. A lot of these very breakfast choices used to work for you.
Right, I used to eat that all the time.
Exactly. Think back to your 40s or even your early 50s. You might have been able to grab a large, sugary muffin and a coffee on the go and power through your morning without much of a hitch. Your body then was more metabolically resilient, and your insulin sensitivity was likely much higher. You had more physiological wiggle room, let's say.
Okay.
But now, as you've aged, your insulin sensitivity has significantly shifted. Imagine your body's cells, which are the recipients of insulin signals, becoming a bit hard of hearing.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Insulin's job is to unlock those cells to let sugar in for energy. When they're hard of hearing, insulin has to shout louder, meaning your pancreas works much harder, producing more and more insulin to do the same job of moving sugar from your blood into your cells.
That sounds exhausting for the pancreas.
It is. This makes those rapid sugar spikes even more taxing on your system, pushing your pancreas to its limits. The very same breakfast that once gave you a quick jump start now leaves you feeling jittery and anxious initially, often followed by a profound, pervasive exhaustion that can linger for hours. The key insight here is recognizing that what served you exceptionally well in the past may no longer serve the person you are today. That's not a failure, it's simply a biological reality, a natural progression, and embracing this adaptation is truly an act of self-care and wisdom.
So this calls for more than just a minor tweak. It truly demands a profound mental shift in how we approach our first meal. Instead of asking that often misleading question, is this breakfast light? Which can lead us down the path of calorie counting and inadvertently choosing nutrient-poor, high-sugar options. Let's begin asking a more empowering question. Is this breakfast balanced for my body's current needs? It's a subtle but incredibly powerful reframe that shifts your focus from restriction to strategic nourishment.
I love that reframe. Balanced, not just light.
And the truly good news is that making a huge, impactful difference can be as simple as one little conscious change. For example, just swapping out that seemingly harmless glass of fruit juice, even if it's 100% pure fruit juice, it's concentrated sugar without the fiber.
Right, the fiber's gone.
For actual whole fruit, like a handful of berries or a crisp apple, or choosing substantial complex carbohydrates like steel-cut oats, which are minimally processed, over highly refined, fast-digesting cereal flakes. We're talking about choosing real food with real fiber that provides real sustained fuel rather than falling for empty calories cleverly packaged with a smiley box on the label.
Exactly. And it's astonishing how deeply ingrained these habits are. Most people genuinely never question their breakfast routines because those habits have been faithfully adhered to for years, often for decades, becoming almost second nature.
Just autopilot.
Completely autopilot. But I invite you to consider this. What if the very routine that feels most normal, most comforting, most familiar, is the one that is quietly, subtly, yet consistently draining your energy, diminishing your focus, and disrupting your overall well-being day after day? That thought alone, the willingness to question a long-held assumption, is worth sitting with, pondering, and considering deeply. Especially when, as we're about to explore next, there's a much better, far more supportive, and surprisingly delicious way to start your day just ahead.
Ooh, okay.
This isn't about discarding everything you know, it's about upgrading it, building on your life's wisdom.
And that significantly better way forward brings us directly to what we've termed the power trio for steady mornings. And we're going to start by diving deep into slow carbs, the steady fuel. Here's something you most definitely won't find highlighted in most breakfast commercials, and it's absolutely vital knowledge, particularly for individuals navigating life over 60. Not all carbohydrates are created equal.
Not at all.
The speed at which your body breaks down carbohydrates can literally make or break your energy levels, your mood, and your cognitive sharpness throughout the entire day. That's precisely where slow carbs confidently enter the picture. They are the kind of carbohydrates that digest gradually, almost imperceptibly, releasing sugar into your bloodstream in a beautifully steady, controlled, and predictable way. They aren't some fleeting, trendy fad from a fleeting diet. They are simply smart fuel, the kind of foundational energy source your body thrives on.
Smart fuel. I like that.
And when you make the conscious, deliberate choice to begin your day with them, your blood sugar will essentially send a quiet, grateful message back to your brain saying, "Thank you, I really needed that stability."
It's truly about optimizing for what your body uniquely needs at this particular stage of life. The slow carb advantage is precisely that. Their gradual digestion. This controlled, elongated release of sugar into your bloodstream prevents those dramatic, energy-sapping peaks and valleys we discussed earlier, allowing your body to maintain a state of calm balance.
Okay, so give us some concrete examples. What are we talking about here?
Think of concrete, practical examples you can easily incorporate. Robust steel-cut oats, for instance. The proper stuff, not the instant packets. They're minimally processed and retain almost all of their beneficial fiber, unlike their instant counterparts. Or chia pudding, which is incredible. It's a source of not just fiber, but also healthy fats and plant-based protein, creating this gel-like consistency in your stomach that significantly slows digestion.
Right, I've heard about that gel effect.
Yeah. Even a slice of sprouted grain toast, made from whole grains that have been allowed to sprout, offers a notably lower glycemic impact than traditional white bread, or even many standard whole wheat breads. These aren't just fashionable ingredients you might spot on health blogs. They are incredibly practical choices for daily life because they come with an abundance of built-in fiber. This fiber acts like a gentle brake pedal for your digestive system.
Ah, brick pedal. Nice.
Your body doesn't get overwhelmed by a sudden, massive influx of glucose. Instead, it receives exactly what it needs at a measured, comfortable pace it can effortlessly handle. This profound steadiness helps you proactively avoid that all-too-familiar mid-morning crash that leaves you feeling utterly exhausted and instinctively reaching for another quick snack, or for many, yet another cup of coffee just to push through the exhaustion.
Right, just trying to prop yourself up.
Exactly. Studies consistently show that incorporating slow-digesting carbohydrates at breakfast can improve satiety and blood sugar control for hours, leading to better focus and less hunger later in the day.
And the true beauty of this is that you absolutely do not need to be a gourmet chef, nor do you need a nutrition degree to implement these transformative changes. It's remarkably simple and accessible. For instance, imagine a basic warm bowl of steel-cut oatmeal, cooked not with water, but with unsweetened almond milk for added creaminess, then topped with a handful of crunchy walnuts for healthy fats and a generous sprinkle of cinnamon.
Cinnamon's great too.
Which actually has its own blood sugar balancing properties. That right there is a perfect blood sugar-friendly breakfast that delivers sustained energy. Or, for something a bit different but equally effective and surprisingly delicious, try mashing half a sweet potato. Yes, a sweet potato for breakfast with a perfectly boiled egg on top.
Okay, that's interesting.
It might sound a little unusual at first, perhaps even unconventional, but that combination of complex carbohydrates and abundant fiber from the sweet potato, robust protein from the egg, and even a little healthy fat from the egg yolk is absolutely golden for your system. It's not about making things complicated, it's about making them purposefully smart and effective for your long-term vitality. You're consciously choosing ingredients that collaborate with your body.
And there's an often unnoticed yet crucial physiological factor at play for those of us over 60. Your gut function also tends to slow down and become a bit less efficient with age.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So this means that foods that digest very quickly, like refined sugars or simple carbohydrates, will spike your blood sugar even faster and more dramatically than they might have in your younger years, and paradoxically, they'll leave you feeling emptier sooner.
So it's a double whammy, really.
It really is. But slow carbs, they give your digestive system the preferred, gentle pace it truly craves. No rushing, no sudden surges, no metabolic drama. They help keep things smooth, predictable, and remarkably stable throughout your entire morning. And let's be honest, life is already unpredictable enough sometimes with its daily demands. Your breakfast, at the very least, shouldn't add to that internal chaos.
Good point.
Once you begin to look at carbohydrates through this new, insightful lens, not as inherently good or bad, but rather as fast or slow based on their impact on your blood sugar, you'll start to see your plate and your entire approach to eating in a completely different light. And once you do, you might just find yourself wondering what other long-held assumptions you've been overlooking in your daily routines, realizing that small, intelligent shifts can yield profound benefits.
That new lens truly is so powerful, reshaping our understanding of what we put on our plates. And hand in hand with those incredibly beneficial slow carbs, we absolutely need to talk about protein power, the anchor.
Yes, the anchor. Crucial.
Protein is like that quiet, supremely reliable partner at your breakfast table. It's never flashy, it rarely grabs all the nutritional headlines, but it is always there, always dependable, and absolutely essential, particularly as you move beyond 60. At this stage of life, protein becomes much more than just a builder of muscles, although its role in combating sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, is more critical than ever.
Oh, definitely. Hugely important.
It's a crucial, highly effective blood sugar stabilizer, an expert appetite manager that keeps those cravings at bay, and truly the undeniable key to maintaining your energy steady, consistent, and balanced all the way until lunchtime. The real trick, though, isn't just to vaguely eat protein, but to understand how to pair it smartly and strategically with everything else on your plate to maximize its stabilizing effects.
You've hit on the core insight, and it's all about smart pairing. Think of protein like the strong, steady anchor on a ship. Without that anchor, even the best slow carbs, while beneficial on their own, can still drift a bit on the metabolic currents.
Okay, I see.
They're still good fuel, but they don't provide that sustained level energy or lasting satiety quite as well. But when you add a substantial, meaningful source of protein, whether it's a perfectly hard-boiled egg, a generous scoop of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, or even a few spoonfuls of high-quality nuts or seeds, suddenly your entire meal becomes profoundly more balanced, more effective, and deeply satisfying.
Right.
Remember that apple we mentioned earlier, the one that acts like pure sugar on its own, causing a quick spike?
Yes.
It works so much better and keeps you full for significantly longer when paired with a spoonful of natural peanut butter or maybe a slice of cheddar cheese. The protein and fat from those additions filter the sugar from the apple, leading to a much gentler blood sugar response.
Ah, they filter it. That's a great way to think about it.
It's truly all about combining for control, ensuring your body processes the entire meal with optimal efficiency, rather than consuming isolated components that might lead to imbalances. And for older adults, aiming for around 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast is an excellent target to support muscle maintenance and consistent energy.
Okay, 20 to 30 grams. That's a good benchmark. And what's truly wonderful and liberating about this approach is that it absolutely doesn't require any fancy protein powders, nor does it demand complicated, time-consuming meal plans. Simplicity and accessibility are key here.
Absolutely. Keep it real.
Think about it. A thick slice of that whole grain or sprouted grain toast, generously spread with natural almond butter, that's a perfect protein-fat combo right there. Or light, fluffy scrambled eggs, perhaps mixed with some sautéed spinach and mushrooms for added nutrients and fiber, cooked in a touch of olive oil. You can even get delightfully creative and use leftover grilled chicken or turkey from the night before, chopped finely and integrated into your breakfast scramble, or maybe atop a bed of greens for a savory morning salad. Why not?
Yeah. Leftovers are brilliant for breakfast.
These aren't just good ideas in theory, they are everyday, practical, and highly delicious options that actively protect your blood sugar from going haywire, keeping you stable, focused, and energetic from morning till midday.
And here's one of the best-kept secrets when it comes to the power of protein.
Yeah.
It actively, physiologically, helps to slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream.
Okay.
So even if you're consuming something that's naturally slightly sweet, pairing it with protein is truly like putting a gentle yet highly effective filter on your food, just like we said. It dramatically reduces the sharp insulin spike that would otherwise occur, which leads to much more consistent and reliable energy levels throughout the entire morning and significantly fewer, less intense cravings later in the day.
Fewer cravings. That alone is worth it for many people.
Oh, absolutely. That kind of profound internal balance makes a real, tangible difference when you're managing your health for the long term, impacting not just your energy, but your overall sense of well-being and control over your appetite.
Once you start to consciously think in these terms, in pears, fruit with nuts, bread with eggs or nut butter, oats with seeds and yogurt, you'll quickly realize that breakfast doesn't need to be boring or restrictive to be smart and profoundly effective.
Not at all. It opens up possibilities.
In fact, the more creatively and intentionally you combine these elements, the more enjoyable, delicious, and truly satisfying your mornings will become. It's an exploration of flavor and function, hand in hand. And speaking of powerful combinations that complete the optimal morning plate, there's one more unsung hero, often misunderstood, that works hand in hand with protein to keep your morning on the absolute right track.
And that vital unsung hero, which we absolutely need to talk about in detail, is healthy fats. Let's clear something up right away because there's been so much misinformation and historical fear surrounding dietary fat.
Oh yeah, the fat phobia.
Exactly. Fat is definitively not the enemy, at least not the kind of healthy, beneficial fat we're discussing here. Healthy fats are truly like the wise, experienced old friend your breakfast didn't even know it desperately needed. They don't just add incredible depth of flavor and a wonderful sense of richness to your meal, they actively help slow down digestion, significantly contributing to a more gradual release of nutrients.
So more blood sugar stability again?
Exactly. This means they are instrumental in keeping your blood sugar levels steady, preventing those unwanted spikes and crashes, and keeping your hunger effectively and comfortably in check for hours. And for anyone navigating health and well-being after 60, where satiety and sustained energy are paramount, this benefit is absolutely invaluable.
So when we talk about incorporating healthy fats, we're envisioning adding small yet incredibly powerful additions to your morning plate. Think about delicate, creamy avocado slices artfully arranged on your whole grain toast.
Love avocado toast.
Or a rich, vibrant drizzle of good quality extra virgin olive oil generously poured over your scrambled eggs. Perhaps you're tossing a handful of crunchy walnuts or pecans into your morning bowl of oats, or stirring in a tablespoon of chia or flax seeds into your yogurt. These aren't just about making your meal taste better, though they certainly elevate the culinary experience. Beyond flavor, these healthy fats serve to profoundly anchor your meal, just like protein.
Another anchor.
They actively assist your body in absorbing crucial fat-soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are vital for bone health, immune function, and vision, especially as we age. They also contain powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, particularly the omega-3 fatty acids found in sources like chia and flax seeds, which can help reduce systemic inflammation throughout your body, benefiting everything from joint health to cardiovascular well-being.
That inflammation piece is huge as we get older.
It really is. And perhaps most importantly, they provide that slow-burning, consistent, and sustained energy that keeps you sharp, focused, and deeply satisfied for hours. You're not just eating breakfast, you're profoundly feeding your brain for optimal cognitive function, nourishing your joints for flexibility, and diligently supporting your heart for long-term cardiovascular health.
The key then is discerning which fats truly benefit you and love you back, as we like to say, and which ones to smartly avoid. You absolutely want to skip the greasy, highly processed sausage patties or spreads that are often laden with unhealthy saturated or trans fats and offer very little nutritional value, potentially contributing to inflammation.
Right, the stuff you find in a lot of fast food breakfasts. Yeah.
Exactly that kind of thing. Instead, consistently focus on natural, whole food sources that provide a wealth of benefits. Think about creamy nut butters with minimal added sugar or oils, versatile seeds like flax, chia, and hemp seeds. The healthy monounsaturated fats found in olives and high-quality olive oil, and even fatty fish like salmon, which can be remarkably delicious integrated into a savory breakfast scramble. Don't knock it till you try it.
Salmon scramble. Interesting.
And importantly, don't shy away from full-fat Greek yogurt as long as it's clean and unsweetened, as it provides a wonderful combination of protein and healthy fats. These are all everyday ingredients, widely accessible, easy to find, and even easier to incorporate into your routine and genuinely enjoy. You're not constructing a restrictive, temporary diet here. You are deliberately curating a thoughtful, profoundly beneficial lifestyle that respects the natural, beautiful changes that come with age and truly rewards your conscious, informed choices.
And this is precisely where another pervasive yet often unrecognized common trap appears. Many people, in their earnest effort to eat light or to drastically cut calories, mistakenly skip out on these incredibly vital, healthy fats.
Yes, they think fat equals calories equals bad.
Exactly. But here's the critical catch, and it's one that frequently derails even the best intentions. Without a sufficient amount of healthy fat strategically included in your morning meal, you are highly, highly likely to get hungry again in a surprisingly short amount of time, perhaps an hour or two after eating.
Sooner than you'd think.
And when that familiar hunger pang strikes, especially if your blood sugar is also dipping, what's the natural, almost automatic inclination? Snacking. And what do those frequent, often impulsive, and typically less nutritious snacks often lead to?
More unwanted blood sugar spikes. Back on the roller coaster.
Precisely, undoing all the good work and thoughtful choices you made with your breakfast. Healthy fat, truly, helps you not just feel full, but crucially, stay full and deeply satisfied for a significantly longer period. It's like putting a secure, protective lid on your appetite, ensuring it doesn't boil over unexpectedly later in the day, leading to impulsive, less healthy food choices that sabotage your energy and balance.
So from this moment forward, when you're meticulously building your breakfast, make it a crucial, non-negotiable part of your thought process to ask yourself this vital question: where's the fat on my plate? Not the kind that has been historically feared or unfairly vilified by outdated nutritional advice, but the kind that genuinely fuels you, sustains you, supports your overall well-being, and actually helps you absorb those fat-soluble vitamins critical for an aging body.
Right, the helpful fat?
Exactly, because once you truly learn how to skillfully layer these healthy, beneficial fats into your morning routine, that final, crucial piece of the nutritional puzzle becomes brilliantly clear. And it's all about bringing everything we've discussed together onto one truly powerful, synergistic plate that works for you, day in and day out.
Okay. Now that all the individual powerful pieces are laid out on the table, it's time to assemble the full, holistic picture of your optimal morning plate. Understanding the profound power of your morning meal, especially after the age of 60, isn't about adhering to some complicated, rigid dietary dogma.
No rules for rules' sake.
It's fundamentally about embracing intentionality, about making conscious choices that align with your body's unique physiological needs. Your overarching goal is simple yet incredibly impactful. You're aiming for a breakfast foundation built on those steady, slow carbs, fortified with robust protein, and enriched with those beneficial, healthy fats we've just championed.
Power trio, basically.
That's your core, your non-negotiable base. Then you complement that with some good, diverse fiber sources, and of course, ensure there's plenty of natural, delicious flavor to keep you coming back for more. When you intelligently assemble a meal like this, you consciously create a morning meal that consistently supports your blood sugar stability, effortlessly boosts your energy levels without a subsequent crash, and keeps your brain remarkably alert and focused without any of those dreaded mid-morning dips.
Yeah, it really sets you up for success.
And truly the best part of all, it doesn't require a doctorate in nutrition, nor does it demand a fancy, obscure, or expensive grocery list. These are accessible, real foods.
Let's vividly visualize what an ideal, powerful breakfast plate might look like for you. Picture this: perfectly scrambled eggs, cooked gently in a touch of healthy olive oil until they're light and fluffy, served alongside a single hearty slice of that whole grain or sprouted green toast. Beside it, imagine half a ripe, creamy avocado, beautifully fanned out, providing healthy fats and fiber. And to complete the picture with a burst of flavor and antioxidants, a vibrant side of fresh, mixed berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, which provide natural sweetness and fiber without the blood sugar spike of juice.
Okay, that sounds delicious and balanced.
Doesn't it? Or perhaps you envision a warm, comforting bowl of steel-cut oats simmered with unsweetened almond milk until perfectly creamy, generously mixed with chia seeds for added fiber and omega-3s, topped with crunchy chopped almonds for protein and healthy fats, and finished with a dollop of plain Greek yogurt for extra protein and probiotics.
Another great option.
These are not diet foods in the restrictive, joyless sense. Far from it. These are smart, strategic, and profoundly delicious choices that genuinely respect the physiological needs of your body as it gracefully ages. They work with your body's natural rhythms and processes, rather than constantly fighting against them. And the difference you'll tangibly feel will be profound, not just in your gut health and sustained energy levels, but noticeably in your mood stability, your mental clarity, your ability to focus, and indeed, the overall positive trajectory of your entire day.
Wow.
You'll feel a sense of calm, sustained vitality you might not have realized was possible.
And just as crucially important as knowing what empowering foods to include is having a clear understanding of what to actively avoid, or at least significantly limit. Because it's easy to undo the good work, right?
Oh, definitely. It's a balancing act.
Right. We're talking about strategically skipping those empty breakfast foods that, on the surface, promise a quick burst of energy, but in reality deliver nothing but a rapid sugar spike, followed by prolonged exhaustion in the long run. Explicitly, we mean things like most sugary cereals, particularly those marketed towards children that are deceptively consumed by adults.
Oh, those colorful boxes are tempting.
Fruit juices. And yes, we mean even 100% pure fruit juice, which, stripped of its fiber, acts like a concentrated sugar shot. Most pastries, like donuts, croissants, and muffins, which are typically refined flour and sugar bombs.
Delicious, but deadly for blood sugar.
And truly, anything that rapidly converts into glucose in your system, almost instantly leading to that inevitable mid-morning slump we've discussed repeatedly. These foods give you a fleeting, almost addictive sugar rush, but what they leave you with is a deep, draining, and prolonged fatigue.
Yeah, the payoff just isn't worth it. And be particularly wary of seemingly healthy culprits, too, like many commercially available granola bars or instant oatmeal packets.
The health halo effect.
Exactly. While they might tout whole grains or natural ingredients, they often conceal surprisingly high sugar content, unhealthy fats, and simply lack the essential balancing nutrients like protein and fiber that your aging body truly craves and desperately needs for sustained well-being. Always, always check the nutrition labels carefully. Look for hidden sugars, they have so many names, and make sure there's adequate protein and fiber in there. Don't just trust the front of the box.
That's such a key takeaway. Read the label.
The truly good news, and what we want to emphasize with every fiber of our being, is that you absolutely do not need to sacrifice flavor, enjoyment, or the comforting ritual of breakfast to achieve these benefits. You just need to intelligently reframe how you approach building your plate.
It's about smart swaps, not deprivation.
Precisely. Instead of relying on added sugars or artificial sweeteners for flavor, think about creating luxurious creaminess from healthy fats, like that generous dollop of mashed avocado, rich nut butter, or creamy, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Look for satisfying crunchiness from natural, unprocessed sources like toasted nuts and seeds, rather than processed crackers or sugary granola clusters. And joyfully embrace sweetness from natural, whole sources like vibrant, ripe berries, a sliced apple, or even just a warm hint of cinnamon.
Cinnamon again.
Instead of instinctively reaching for high fructose corn syrup, maple syrups, or refined sugars, this profound shift isn't about painful restriction. It's a profound, intelligent, and deeply respectful redesign of your most important meal of the day. You're not merely eating. You are consciously and deliberately creating a plate that honors your years of accumulated wisdom, a plate that actively works for you, rather than subtly, insidiously working against your natural vitality and well-being. It's about empowering your body from the very first bite.
When your mornings begin with this kind of profound clarity, with this conscious intentionality, The ripple effect across your entire day is utterly undeniable and beautifully transformative. You stop constantly chasing elusive energy, desperately fighting against those inevitable energy-sapping crashes, and instead you begin living with consistent, sustained energy, a clear, calm focus, and a much more balanced and harmonious day overall.
It really changes your whole experience of the day.
It's not just a physical transformation. It impacts your mood, your patience, and your overall engagement with the world around you. It's a powerful, accessible transformation that begins with just one mindful choice every single morning.
Indeed. And if the careful, informed selection of your breakfast can so profoundly and positively shift your daily energy levels, your mental well-being, your sustained focus, and your overall vitality, it raises an important, expansive question for you to consider, long after our conversation concludes. What other seemingly small, deeply ingrained habitual choices throughout your day, perhaps concerning your hydration, your movement, your stress management, or even your sleep patterns, might similarly be holding vast, untapped potential for even greater balance, more sustained energy, and a more vibrant, fulfilling life?
That's a great point to ponder.
This deeper understanding of morning nutrition might just serve as the powerful catalyst to inspire a broader, more conscious reevaluation of all your daily routines, leading to even more profound and lasting positive changes that ripple through every aspect of your well-being.
And that wraps up today's episode of the Senior Healthcare Podcast. A huge thank you to our amazing presenters and our wonderful live audience. You're the heart of this conversation. We hope you're walking away with something more than information. We hope you're leaving with clarity, curiosity, and a new sense of power over your mornings. But remember, everything we share here is meant to educate and inspire. It's not a replacement for medical treatment or professional advice. Always, always talk to your doctor when making changes to your health routine, especially when it comes to food, exercise, or any condition you're managing. Now let us ask you this. What's the one thing you're willing to change about your breakfast starting tomorrow? What food are you going to retire from your morning plate? And which one are you finally ready to try? Let us know in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else who's right where you are today. If this episode sparks something in you, an idea, a shift, a little bit of motivation, then do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay connected. Because we've got more insights, more tips, and more empowering conversations coming your way. Until next time, keep making smart choices, one bite at a time.